Hello, dental team listeners. This is Kiera, and I hope today's just a great day. I really do hope that you're thriving and not just surviving right now. I hope that you're fulfilled and you're not just living there, going along and really disliking your life, because I believe we get one life. So let's make it the most fun that we possibly can. You guys, today I want to take you behind the scenes of dental team. Let's take you behind the curtain and just kind of let you see what goes on behind the scenes, because there's some really awesome things that dental team is doing, and I feel like it's really fun to just know, okay, what does consulting look like behind the scenes? What things do you have in place? And I wanted you to see what happens behind the scenes. We have Doctor Masterminds. What happens in there, what happens with your team meetings, what does it look like? And so if you've ever been curious of what's behind the scenes in consulting, well, welcome. I wanted to take you behind the scenes. So just so you know, Dental Team was created to help doctors and practice owners not just survive, but thrive, to help teams not just survive, but thrive, to be able to say yes to more things in your life by being focused on what you as a person want to achieve, improving your leadership, improving your life, and truly your personal life, making sure your business is working for you and not the other way around. We also do it on profitability, making sure you're profitable, that the cash flow is there, that it's predictable, that you understand where your numbers are at, and then having systems and team development. We call that the yes model, so you can say yes to more in your life. So you, earnings, system, and team development. And that's really what the whole thing about consulting is. So what we do is we literally take you and we have an introductory call, and we look to see what your practice is like, where your gaps are, and basically build a game plan with you of what is this going to look like over the next 12 months together. And we decide, hey, where are you at? Are you a practice where we're going to fly into your practice? Is this a practice where we're going to just do virtual calls with you? What's going to be the best option? And I will say our most popular and what most people want is someone to fly to the practice. And so behind the scenes, what happens from there is once we decide what type of consulting is going to be best for you and your practice, from there, then you get paired with a consultant. And people are like, Kiera, how do you know the consultants? I'm like, well, my background used to be marriage and family therapy. Literally, I'm really good at reading people, and 90% of the time we get a perfect match. And what we're looking for is your practice needs, the consultant's skills and what they've done, because all of our consultants have clinical and front office experience, and they've all had to grow multiple practices. So some come from DSO, all of them have had to come from private practice. They literally have been there, done that, done it successfully. And we're looking for personality types. Are you going to jive? Some consultants are very high energy, and some are a little more lower energy, more calm. What's going to pair well with your team? What's going to be I remember there was one office and they said, Kiera, my team, they're always like, wow, Kiera comes in with a lot of energy. We get along better with no BS Brit, which is true. Brit doesn't come in of looking like she's a hummingbird on a Monster. She walks in of calm, cool, collected. She's chill. Some offices need a hummingbird on Monster. Others need a Brit who's more calm, cool, collected. So we're looking at experience, personality fit, and then also what's going to truly drive and get the results you're looking for. So that's really how we match you with your consultant. Then after that, your consultant, you and them, they get on calls. We get on calls every other week. So we're really working with you to make sure that there's accountability, but it's not too often and you're not depending on us, but you have time to actually make some headway in between those. So set calls. So you always know, perfect, I've got my set calls. They're also really good accountability check-ins. So I have a personal trainer, and we used to do only virtual, and I had a call with her all the time, and I actually did better on my workouts than I do when I see her in person, because I knew we had a set call and I had to show up with my results because she was going to ask me about them. And that's actually why we have these set calls. So you always follow through on the accountability, because we're really big on making sure that what we commit to, what we put into place, we're truly driving results forward. You do not need to be perfect. We just need to make sure that we're getting the results we want. We're tracking our numbers. We're looking at the P&Ls. We're looking at your KPIs. We're looking at your team. And we're also talking about the issues and the growth of where you want to go in your practice. So we've got those two calls. And then in between those two calls, you literally get to text us, calls, emails, whatever you need. At any time, you have a consultant in your pocket at any moment. So whatever comes up, because business does not happen on set cadences, it happens at the most random times. So you always have a consultant at your fingertips. And then I think the part that I really wanted to show you behind the scenes is every single month we have a Doctor Mastermind. It's the first Tuesday of the month, and we call it Think Tank Tuesday. And this is where I tell all of our doctors, this is where you're basically hanging out in Kiera's living room virtually, right? I want you to just let your hair down. I don't care if you're making dinner. I don't care if your kids are there. I want you as a human. I don't care if you're driving home. I don't care if you're at the swim meet. We have doctors all over the place because this is your real life. And I want you to just pretend like we're hanging out in a living room. Let your hair down. There are no team members allowed at these think tanks because I want doctors to feel a safe space where they can talk about it and they can talk about with other doctors of what's going on. What do they suggest? On here, we have guest speakers that come in. We also, a lot of times, this is my mastermind. This is my $1 billion club group where I just want to hang out and I want to talk about things that aren't talked about all the time. So for example, last month we went through and we did one on a P&L deep dive. And these are things that I do not share on the podcast. These are things that are not shared publicly. These are things that I reserve specifically. So it's the 10% that's reserved for only our Doctor Mastermind. And I'm really digging deep with them, and I'm showing them things that we specifically do in our company. So things that I'm not going to necessarily publicly announce on the podcast. I share a lot of our life here. But we actually went through an entire P&L deep dive, and we showed them exactly what we do in our company and how we do it, and how you can get your office managers there, and how you're able to look for the profitability, how we set up projections, how we're able to grow and scale, how we're able to get right people, right seats. We did another one with org charts, so we broke it down. We brought in Prosperident, Brian Harris, talking about embezzlement, things that we will never share publicly, but specifically for our doctors. We bring in different guest speakers. We have them like work on different business models. I did one where we worked on a lemonade stand to show them how they can, in crisis mode on their business, pivot, shift, and adjust. We often will do like an issues list of what's going on, what are the hot topics people are dealing with, and then let's collectively work on it. So we have a doctor who's going through some interesting things with legal within their practice and using the whole team. We have another practice that's struggling with their finances, and using collectively the whole team. We'll sometimes hot seat our offices and let them work together. So really it's I would say it's my most high level material that ever comes forward. And I think when you see behind the curtain of what's happening in this Doctor Mastermind, like I said, you get to attend it. Parts of it are recorded, but then I always do what's called the after party. The after party is where I feel like it's Kiera unfiltered. There are no cameras going. There's nothing being recorded. There's no AI bots allowed to be in there. It is literally Kiera unfiltered. And we will talk about where we think the world's going, what we think we need to be prepared for, what we think about political pieces. These are things that honestly I will not publicly ever speak about, and I only reserve them for our Doctor Mastermind. And the rules of it are there is no recording. And if I ever find out that people are recording, they will be immediately dismissed, because we need a space in this world as business owners and as colleagues and as entrepreneurs to be able to speak freely, to be able to speak safely, to be able to share what's on our hearts, to be able to talk about team members without our team members being there. Not team members, don't worry, it's not in a negative way. It's truly like, hey, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do with this and I need help. Because what I found is in business ownership, it can be so lonely. It can be so just sad, if you will. It can be like, gosh, I feel like I just need help. And so what we wanted is to create this space. Like I said, you're hanging out in my living room. We're having these dinner conversations, if you will, of whatever's on your mind. And it's really fun. And I feel like people have told me that they absolutely love being a part of Think Tank, because it's a space where people come and they just, I feel like it's something where they just are able to be themselves. It's the first time you're not expected to be a doctor. You're not expected to be the one who knows everything. You're not expected to do X, Y, or Z. None of those things are an expectation. You're able to just show up and be. You're able to show up and feel safe. You're able to show up and just hang out. And so a lot of the pieces that we've been doing we also have like doctors. We have some of our elite doctors share secrets that they do in their practice. So people on how they do branding, other people on DSO conversations. We literally had a very controversial think tank where we brought in and we talked pros and cons of DSOs, and should I sell to DSOs, and what do people think, and what are people navigating, because it's so hard. It's hard to find out like, what are we going to do, and how are we going to do this, and like, what are the different pieces, and what should I do, and how do I navigate through this, of people that truly are like-minded, that are just like you. And so other things that we have are like wealth diversification. We're talking a lot about wealth and where we're going to go with wealth and how we're going to be able to do these things, and multi-practices. Should we do it or should we not do it? Should we, how do we create 1, 3, 10-year plans? Team conversations. Tiffany does an amazing job of talking leadership and hard conversations, and strategies, like billing strategies, again, that we're not sharing on the podcast. And so really just showing you like behind the scenes. We bring in, we had a really awesome guest come in and talk to us about how to use resources and tools to hire better and get right people, right seats. Talking about like, we have some authors that come and speak to us. We have some clinical dentistry. We have offices talk about how they're able to scale and grow, and real talk. Like, what are we really afraid of? Like, what's really going on in our world? Let's talk about identity loss. Like, what happens when you stop having your practice? Like, what are you going to do there? And just different zones, different areas, doctors who are really smart. We had a doctor come and chat with us about associate onboarding and how they're able to get their associates producing over $100,000, like 6 to 8 months into practice, like to hiring them. Like, that's a huge feat that most aren't able to do. And this is straight out of school. And so sharing those tips, sharing those resources, I think is one of the most valuable pieces of our consulting, because as a business owner, I attend Tony Robbins. I'm in Tony Robbins Elite coaching, where I literally have been to his house. There's about 40, 50 of us that go. And I put myself in those circles to be able to bring back information to our group of things that, like, I'm working with multi-million, billionaires across the board, rubbing shoulders with them, asking them of things, getting resources, figuring out like what are their VA companies that they're using for virtual assistants? How are they growing? How are they scaling? There's people in medical, there's people in real estate, learning from Ray Dalio speaking to us on wealth diversification, talking to really brilliant people to find out, to make sure that I am living my best, highest self, to then also bring back to our doctors. Our teams are bringing back things that they're hearing from offices to be able to bring their best pieces to help them create org charts and clarity and whatever it is. Those are the pieces that we're bringing into our think tank. And like I said, being an owner, seeing this, I wanted people to truly figure out, how can I do this? Like, how can we create this? How can we build this? How can we sustain this? And so having that as a space every single month for our doctors. And some months I think we have better topics than others, but always the after party is a place where I feel like people really truly come to unite, to help each other, to grow. And I think it's just a really special place. So we have your specific practice consulting. Then we have where we'll fly to your practice. And in that day and a half, we had a really awesome testimonial from a client. They said, Kiera, Tiff, Britt, dental aid team, what you guys are able to accomplish in a day and a half visit is what it usually takes me 6 to 12 months to accomplish. And I feel like that is something of just huge appreciation and gratitude, because our consultants really do drive value. This is not an office that I consult, it's another consultant on our team. And I feel like just knowing that that's the value of us coming into your practice, like that's the ROI that I can't explain to you until you've experienced it. It is getting your whole team aligned. It's getting things in place. It's fixing little things that you didn't even know were a problem that we see in other offices that we can come execute and implement for you, and really getting your whole team aligned in such a fun, easy way. So we're working on doctor, we're working on leadership, we're working on case acceptance, we're working on getting team alignment, we're listening to hygiene exams, we're looking at your numbers and metrics. And then what we're really doing is every single month we're assessing you as a person, your earnings and profitability, and the systems and team development. What do we need to do based on those numbers? And then in addition to that, we have one other fun thing behind the scenes curtain of our consulting, where we actually come in person for these in-person doctor and office manager or leadership masterminds. And they are so special. And these are really like being in a very intimate setting. So we cap it, right now it's around 50 people that we bring in, and we do life and business on purpose. And so we teach you how to do, like the last time we taught people how to life map and how to look at their entire life, because people are like, how do I have time to do it all? And it's like, let's actually teach you how to do it in a very strategic way. We did leadership hard conversations and how to make hard conversations easy. And we actually practiced with each other. So we actually lined up office managers and doctors from other offices and had them actually ask the questions and role play with someone who's not your person, to give them feedback on how they could actually land these conversations better with their teammates, and to have both doctor and office manager there learning. We did almost like speed dating, where we had people go with other offices and ask their questions and give value. So it's always a give and receive within our community. We hot seated offices, so like your biggest pressing issues, and had a group of people help you out on it. We had everybody like list off all the issues that they're dealing with in the practice, made this giant list of issues, and actually started collectively as a group solving it, sharing resources. And it was probably one of my favorite pieces of the entire event, where we all worked together to solve. We did a deep dive on the P&L and chart of accounts, and teaching people how to look at them, and saving for taxes and saving for their buckets, and creating the fun in life, and helping team members understand this as well. And just doing it in a really positive, life on purpose, business on purpose. Like, we had people tell us that those in-person masterminds were worth their entire year of consulting, by the value that they got, the energy that they got, and then we do it a day and a half. Like, we fly people in Thursday night. If they want to hang out, they do not need to. We're there all day Friday, and it's half day Saturday, so that way you can fly home. We try to make it really awesome, really easy, really intentional, but where it's high value. And then everybody hangs out Friday night together. We wanted it to be a networking opportunity. And something really awesome that we did that I don't think a lot of other people do is we built it to where we had people's strengths. And so if I'm struggling with office management leadership, we literally listed off the office managers or the doctors that were there, and if they were really good at it, who you should go talk to, and made it really easy for people to network, to connect, to share ideas. We had AI innovation, just again, things that are not shared publicly, because I wanted there's a zone where I want to give as much value to this world. There's also a zone of there's 10% that I will never speak publicly about. It's a space where I want to hold it back for our clients, not because I don't want to share it, but because it's stuff of it's maybe a little highly charged. It's sharing opinions and doing it in a safe way where you know that you're not judged and that people want to hear the ideas, and it's safe and it's a space for us to have deeper conversations, more in depth, working on your practice for you, and really ensuring that we're driving your results. And so that hopefully is just like a sneak peek behind the curtain. And what does consulting look like? What do we do in these Doctor Masterminds? What do we do on these calls? Like I said, it's always looking at your numbers, it's always looking at your systems, it's looking at you and your vision in your life, and making sure we're getting the results for you. And like I said, collectively across the board, we're always getting at least a 30% increase in production. Now, again, some are higher, some are lower. You've got to show up to the table too. We are incredible at what we do, but it's a two-way street. You've got to be ready for it. It's just like I can't expect my gym trainer to get me six-pack abs when I'm eating candy every single meal and I'm not working out. That's impossible. She gave me the plan. She gave me the map. She did everything she was supposed to, but I also have to show up. And so it's two-way. But I think having someone there, having somebody who checks in on you, somebody who's not going to let you fail, somebody who's so committed to you and your results and your team on your side. It's a cheerleader behind the scenes. Like, it's one of the greatest gifts I think we could ever give any business owner and team. And that's something I think that's just really special that sets Dental Team apart is we do this specifically for you and your team. We're not just expecting you to take everything back and go implement with your team. So we hear you in our Doctor Masterminds. We hear you in our visits, and we get the whole team bought in as well. We have implementation days to help your team get bought into it. That way it's not all on your shoulders, doctors. It's not all on your shoulders. And so I thought it would just be fun today of like what really happens in these mastermind calls, what really happens in these in-person events, what really happens when you fly to our practices. And what I will tell you is, as a business owner, I believe in ROI. And so our team knows, we always say dental team equals results. And our team has passion for excellence and results focus to make sure that you're getting the results you want, to make sure that we're delivering at the highest value. And I will tell you, it is magic to watch offices change. It is magic to watch people get their lives back. It's magic to watch people get excited and reinvigorated over dentistry when they lost that passion and that sparkle of something that they loved so much. So if that just inspires you, if you're like, gosh, I really am curious if I'd be a good fit. Like I said, I'm really sticky on making sure that we have this great community of humans. Like, consultants are joining us from other consulting companies and like, Kiera, I don't know what you do. You bring in the best people. And I'm like, well, great. That makes me so happy. And it really is that I want people that are like-minded. I want people that are excited. I want people that want to give and to receive. I want people who are committed to themselves. I want people who want to live life on purpose, who want to do business on purpose, who, even though they don't know all the answers, they're not afraid to ask the questions, that are willing to help their fellow neighbor, to show up and to talk about things that aren't necessarily publicly talked about, and to share opinions in a safe space and to hold space for one another with no judgment, but true like care and curiosity. I want people who know that there's a next level and they want to go for it. I want people who are curious about the future. I want people who challenge and inspire. I want people, and as I say this list, you might be sitting there judging yourself unfairly and saying like, well, I'm not that person. And what I will say is, you actually are that person, because if you don't think you are, you probably are. And if you are that person that's like, yeah, this is me. This is what I want to do. You are also that person too. I found that 90% of the people that we talk to are incredible fits. The only people who aren't great fits are those who are so egotistical and arrogant and rude to their teams that I'm like, thank you, but no thank you. You're just not a great fit. Because I believe that I want people who are invested in their teams. I want people who love dentistry, even if they don't love dentistry, but they love business. I want people that want to get to that next level. I want people that are hungry. I want people that love life and know that there's a better way and a higher way of living life. I want people who want to expand on their leadership and be their best leaders to show up for their team and their families and themselves. Those are the people. So if that's your DNA and like, well, I just talked about sounds fun and exciting, I'd love to chat with you. I truly would. I love meeting people. I love people on the podcast. And I love just giving you a space to feel safe, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel like there's answers and solutions, to feel a lift in life, to feel like there's hope, to give you that silver lining and joy again. So if that feels and resonates with you, I'd love to have you join us. So reach out, hello@thedentalateam.com. Just know that we are committed to you, that we love you. I think all of our consultants would say that they absolutely love their clients as humans, and they're so proud of the work that they're doing. And I think it's just a very positive space. It's a very collaborative space, and it's a very results-focused space. And so join us. I'd love to have you. Reach out, hello@thedentalateam.com. And as always, thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time on the Dental Team Podcast.